Good afternoon, Jay Moses, McLeod Auto Sales. Wanted to come today to talk to you about the CarFax. We all hear CarFax. We all hear the term CarFax, and their branding is fantastic, and what they do is fantastic. It's a report for each individual vehicle that has been purchased, and so when it's being sold as a pre-owned vehicle, you're going to have a CarFax. You're going to have a history report of that vehicle. There's other history reports like AutoCheck and a few other ones. The most famous one is the CarFax, and the reason for that is because it's the most ubiquitous, right? It's everywhere, and that's a good thing when it comes to shopping for a pre-owned vehicle. Now, the two things that you can do that are going to help you really understand a CarFax report are actually very, very simple. The first one's going to be to verify the vehicle. We would never do this on purpose, although it has happened on accident in my career. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades, so it has happened. But of course, you can be corrected very quickly. Check the VIN. Check the VIN on the CarFax that you're looking at, because you'd be surprised how many times you're looking at a 2019 Altima or a 2018 Chevy Impala or whatever the vehicle is, and you're presented with a CarFax for that year, make, and model vehicle, but not the same VIN. Okay, so double check your VIN number before you even get into the CarFax. Make sure that you're looking at the right one. It could be an honest mistake from your salesperson. They might have printed one. They might have 3 in a lot. They printed you the wrong one. Or it could be something a little more nefarious. So make sure that you're figuring that out up front. Okay? Second is going to be the little legend. This is your cheat sheet for the CarFax report, and nobody ever really shows you all this, right? So it breaks down all the important aspects of that CarFax report right there on the front page in the legend. The first one's going to be a little check mark, and it says how many accidents the vehicle's been in. It might have no accidents. It has a little green check mark, says no accidents. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. But there might be one accident on there. And if there's an accident on there, you're going to do some more investigation. You're going to try to figure out, and now they come up with this really cool little thing where they show you a picture of the car from the overview, and they say, okay, it was affected in this area, okay? CarFax did some research, and they found that 77% of customers who saw an accident on the CarFax still purchased. So it's not about whether or not the vehicle's been in an accident, it's about whether or not you know about it. And the big thing that you want to look for in your accidents is going to be airbag deployed. Did the airbags deploy? And a lot of times it's going to say right there, no airbag deployment, or airbags did not deploy. So those are things that you want to look for, and you want to look at the accident. You want to look further into it. If you see an accident in the legend, look further into the report to find out what happened in that accident. I literally had one where a UPS driver clipped the side mirror, and the side mirror had to be replaced. But because it was UPS, big company, they had to file an insurance claim. It said side impact damage. But when you read further into the report, it explained side impact mirror replaced, right? Side impact and mirror replaced. The second one down is going to be a little ribbon. It's going to tell you about the owners, how many times that vehicle's been bought and sold. Now, this is important for a couple of different reasons. One, the value of the vehicle, but two, if you've got one that's been bought and sold a lot and it's only a couple of years old, there might be a reason why. So you're going to want to delve into the reason why. You could have one that's been one owner for 5 or 6 years, and that can help you make the determination that it might be a better value. The service records, there's going to be a little wrench right below the owners, and it's got a little cross there, a little service little wrench thing and a service symbol, and it shows how many service records there are. This is important because if you have something that has high miles, but it's been serviced every 3,000 miles, well, if it's had its oil changed every time that it needed to, it had its 30,000 mile checkup, its 60,000 mile checkup, there's 90,000 mile checkup, that's a good thing. So that's okay. So you want to make sure that you're checking your service records to make sure that you are getting something that has been through the shop. If you got something that's got 45,000 miles on it and it's only been in the shop for one oil change, that could create a problem, right? So you're going to have to look under the hood and make sure you don't have a sludged engine or something like that. Next, it's going to be whether it was personal or if it was a rental or a lease company. If it was personal use, it has a little house, right? And it's got a little different symbol if it's a rental or lease company. It's not a bad thing if it was a rental or lease company. Sometimes a rental car gets gassed up every week, gets detailed every week, gets maintenanced every month. That can be a good thing. So don't be scared. It might have higher mileage. You might have a 1-year-old vehicle with 40,000 miles on it. But again, if the service records have been amazing, that might be worth some value to you. Last owned, you're going to see a little globe, and it's going to tell you which state it was last owned in. Why is this important? If it's a state that has a lot of snow, you can see if there's going to be any rust. You can see if there's been any damage to salt. If it's from an area that just recently had a hurricane, it's nice to know where that was, right? I mean, there's some things that can come in handy just knowing the history of where this vehicle has recently been. And then finally is going to be the odometer. It's going to tell you whether or not you have an odometer discrepancy or whether or not that odometer has been consistent in reporting. So one of the things that we look at when you're looking at the miles per year on a vehicle is you might have somebody who's driven only 3,000 miles per year that can actually add value to the vehicle, right? So to make sure that there's no funny business going on, you go deeper into the report and you look and see, okay, I can see when this checkup was at this time, and yep, the miles weren't that different from this time, and I can look at the months between the two different things and start to discern, yep, they only drive about 3,000 miles a year, and it can really help you understand the value of that vehicle. So use that legend to your advantage and find anything, get really good with that legend, and then find anything that makes you want to dig deeper into the report. All right, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, you can come up to the dealership, you can call. And we look forward to any of your questions or comments you might have. Have a great day, and learn how to read those CarFaxes.